We start off with Daryl holding a knife to Lance's throat, and Lance's soldiers are telling Daryl to put the knife down. Then all of a sudden, Mercer, Pamela, Carol, and Negan come out of nowhere and tell Daryl to stop. Carol had made a deal with Pamela to use Lance as a scapegoat for all of Sebastian's wrongdoing. So Daryl puts the knife down, then stabs Lance in the hand and walks out pretty pissed off. The group then talks about the deal Carol made with Pamela, saying that after the Sebastian riot is over, Pamela will provide them with supplies to rebuild Alexandria. However, Annie and Negan still want revenge on Lance after what he did to their people. We see Lance is tied up in a field where he's trying to gain Pamela's trust back. He says that if something were to happen to him, that certain alliances they have would become a problem, which could be a CRM reference. Lance is brought to the Commonwealth where he's put on display and blamed for the actions of Sebastian. But it doesn't look like all the residents are quite buying it. Eugene and Max are not happy about this lie from Pamela, and they want to ensure that Sebastian takes the fall. Aaron, Jerry, Lydia, and Elijah are going out to visit Oceanside after the mid-finale of Lance flipping the coin. We see the scene of Daryl holding Rick's gun, and it's just basically a scene of Judith saying that she doesn't want to have to use her gun anymore. And she also presses Daryl about being someone who runs away rather than faces the problem, which obviously pisses him off. At the Commonwealth, it's Founders Day, so everyone is celebrating. We see Carol and Ezekiel talk, and Ezekiel talks about how much he loves living in the Commonwealth because he gets to feel like himself again. And back at Pamela's office, they're making a script for Sebastian's Founders Day speech. Pamela wants Sebastian to do this to gain back the trust of the residents and so he can lead one day once Pamela is done. Negan and Annie do a scan of their baby, and it's clear that Negan is a little bit sad that they're not going to live at the Commonwealth because he wants his baby to be safe. Judith goes missing and Daryl is looking for her, and he talks with Carol about what Rick would do in a situation like this, which is another Rick reference. Eugene and Max go to Lance and try and get info out of him. They basically ask him if there's any dirty stuff that the Miltons did and try to cover it up. But Lance does not seem like he wants to help, and he actually threatens Eugene. Back at the Commonwealth, we see workers cleaning up after the event, and then they're suddenly ambushed by Lance's spies. None of them were shot in the head, so they're all left to turn. Daryl finds Judith and they have a long conversation, and he convinces Judith to come back. Back at Pamela's office, it's just Max and Sebastian now. Max decides to try and get info out of Sebastian by recording him and asking what the truth about the Commonwealth really is. Sebastian goes on a rant calling the rich better than the poor and that the lottery winners are handpicked. Then it's finally time for Sebastian to give his speech, and then Eugene plays the recording of Sebastian saying all the stuff about the Commonwealth. Sebastian is not happy about this, and he instantly knows it's Max, and he runs after her. And at the same time, the people that the spies shot have finally come back as the dead, and now they're terrorizing the streets. Sebastian gets a hold of Max and throws her into a walker. But Eugene comes in to save the day and throws the walker onto Sebastian, and the walker bites Sebastian in the neck and kills him. And this was very unexpected considering how the comics are. Judas shoots the walker, and the episode ends there.